What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Licks. In today's video, girl, I think Morphe's going bankrupt. That's like the latest drama in today's video. So first of all, I do want to say we went even more over the Halloween budget this year. Yes, not only do we have these little spooky, ooky, kooky Halloween, but hold on. This is where we went over the budget. Oh, it lights up. However, will I financially recover from going over the Halloween budget? Well, we did it even more. Check out this spooky, ooky skeleton earring. Oh my God. Leave a like, leave a comment for going over the Halloween budget. I appreciate that. Just leave a comment. We went over the Halloween budget this year. Okay, so let's talk, because I feel like we need to talk. So you guys remember that makeup brand called Morphe that was like exploding? There was a time when they were opening in like near or around Sephora stores and stuff like that. Well, apparently there's been rumors circulating that Morphe's is going bankruptcy. Is that even the word? That Morphe is going bankrupt. And I have a little article for you. I seen WWD talk about it, and I seen other social media outlets talk about it as well. And I have a lot to say about it. So first of all, to me, I felt like Morphe started out with influencers, okay? Morphe in the beginning was, and I'm gonna tell you how it all ties to Jeffree Star, okay? We're gonna talk about that in a minute too. I feel like Morphe started out with just like really decent brushes, okay? They weren't trying to be something they weren't. They weren't trying to be some just high-end exclusive, you know, $50 for one brush type of brand or anything like that, or $100 for a brush. You know, I get the gig. I get the gig, because there are brands out there who do that, and there is a market for it. But Morphe came at a time, look, these brushes are just as good as quality as MAC brushes, and people were doing MAC versus Morphe brushes and things like that. And like then JACLYNHILL came into effect, and a lot of people started taking note that, wow, like you really don't need to spend a lot of money on brushes to create a really good look, right? And that was like that whole thing, right? And they came out with a lot of different brushes variations, and it was nice. So they came at a point where the price was right. They had influencers working for them. They had influencers pick out their favorite brushes. They had influencer brush collabs. Then you're gonna enter Jeffree Star, you know, collection with it. You guys remember that? And then JACLYNHILL had her brushes, and then I think James Charles had his favorite brushes, and so on and so forth, right? And they worked with a lot of influencers. And so then drama started to happen. You know, when you work with YouTubers and internet celebrities, you know, they're not perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, and they're not celebrities. They just kind of like tend to do things on a different scale, right? I think that working with Jeffree Star, in my opinion, was their first time working with a celebrity, because Jeffree Star isn't a YouTuber. He isn't a TikToker. He isn't like a makeup guru per se. He's just kind of like, he does all these things, but he's also a celebrity. And a lot of these other people weren't doing that, because Jeffree Star at the time was internationally known, and still is, I'm sorry. And that Jeffree Star has like toured and done concerts, and he's been around the block, okay? And so when he just put his foot in the game now, in that situation, people were kind of shook. So when he got all this collaborations, then the drama started to happen. And then, you know, we have made countless videos about that. Morphe decided to part ways with Jeffree Star, and they put out this long statement saying how, you know, they want to part ways. Then Jeffree Star put out a statement, and then people started to say, well, if you're gonna part ways with Jeffree, why aren't you gonna part ways with James Charles or this YouTuber or that YouTuber who's done X, Y, and Z as well? And it just seemed very hypocritical. Well, the gloves are off, because we have the receipts here, and it's very, and I'm actually kind of sad, because Morphe has some good makeup, girl, okay? Love it or hate it. I'm not saying that Morphe, everything is sickening 10, 10, 10 across the board, but they have some really good stuff that I use a lot. They have some go-to items, right? I feel like when it comes to makeup brands, and I've been reviewing makeup and talking about makeup for years, when it comes to makeup brands, they have like their holy grails item, but they have some items just like hit or miss, right? Every brand, I think, has their one hero item. Okay, and this is what I want you guys to participate in. If you know a brand, whether it be MAC, whether it be L'Oreal, whether it be Milani, Juvia's Place, Jeffree Star, whatever makeup brand that just comes to your mind, put down in the comments down below, what's that one item that is just sickening, that you just love, it's amazing. Every brand has that one item, right? And I think that with Morphe, it was like those big old palettes with all the colors and stuff like that. I think that was their thing, right? Well, here's the thing, right? Then Morphe started, somewhere along the line, they started shifting gears. Yeah, my last girl. And they started working with celebrities. Now, I'm gonna read to you this Instagram account, Makeup Craze, had said this. I really agree with it. I'm actually not surprised the reign of the super influencer era is gone. People discovered other brands, probably bought ColourPop instead. Hate him or love him, good or bad, cutting ties with Jeffree Star probably hurt their brand as well. In the sense where they had so many stores, I know from a few of the occasions I went into one, most people were checking out Jeffree's brand because you could not check it out in any other place. I think the new owners, and I don't think a lot of people realize that Morphe was bought until this article. Probably wanted to change directions of the brand and move away from the beauty influencer and more celebrities, but I think it's backfired. Did you ever notice why Jeffree never went in on Linda and the OG owner for dropping his brand? It's because he knew that they were purchased and that it was not their decision to drop him, is what I'm guessing. This will be very interesting about JACLYNHILL. Her major wealth and income are from the brand. Now, do you realize how much money she made? Look how much Morphe pulled in. That's why she's so ungodly rich. She probably had a stake in the company or was an investor and made major profit. It's going to be interesting how everything starts to slowly fall from here. Well, guess who responded? Jeffree Boom Boom Star. That's right, Jeffree Star himself has responded to the article and the comments, and here's what he had to say. The owner of Forma, in quick panic, severed the relationships with my brand and ruined the entire company. No loyalty, it speaks volumes. And it was one of the biggest backstabbings I've ever felt. Linda and Chris had no control, and I will always respect them for their hustle and for believing in me. And let me tell you what, because y'all gonna start going at it. Jeffree's right, girl. He could be a lot of things, but Jeffree was right. Let me tell you why. Back in the day, when Jeffree Star Cosmetics was inside Morphe, people went in and it was busy. The brand decided to part ways with Jeffree Star. They lost coins. It's true. It is so true. You couldn't get Jeffree Star Cosmetics anywhere else but a Morphe store. It added that allure to the store. It was pink. It was over the top. It was really cool. It added that edginess to the brand. The new owners of Morphe, they, like Jeffree Star said, they got scared. They were like, oh, there's too many problematic people in here. We need to cut ways and cut ties. Okay, they did that. They shifted gears, and it's just been flop after flop after flop. Ever since then, let's really think about it. And I don't want to hear, well, Charli D'Amelio, Dixie D'Amelio, that was just a little cash grab. They did their little sponsorship thing and they moved on. They didn't have their own brands in the store, their whole makeup line, passionate about something. You know what I'm trying to say? You can do something, slap your name on something, call it a day. It's going to show and it's going to stand the test of time when 5 years from now, is that person still doing it? Yes or no? Yes, if they're truly passionate about it. Jeffree Star is really passionate about his makeup. If they would have kept Jeffree Star in Morphe, it would have been launch after launch. It just would have been a really cool deal. But they wanted to part ways. Slowly but surely, here we are today talking about Morphe bankruptcy in the house. So, like, what's really going to happen? Is someone going to buy them out? Like, I just don't understand. Like, the pendulum did swing. Let's keep in mind, we always talk about that here. You want to ride or die for all these things, right? It was all about YouTubers, beauty gurus inside the Morphe. The pendulum swung. Morphe started working with celebrities. Ain't no one show up for that. Ain't no one buy it. There are celebrities who have buying power, but Morphe just wasn't investing in the right star. I mean, let's just be honest here, okay? The pendulum is going to swing back to YouTubers and beauty influencers. It's going to happen again. But I do feel like they did Jeffree Star wrong. We talked about loyalty. I mean, listen, if you're going to sit out here and call Jeffree Star and remove him out of your store, who has made you millions of dollars for X, Y, and Z, then keep the same energy and remove JACLYNHILL, James Charles, and some of the other people that had in there, which I'm not even going to go into naming. No one is without fault. No one is perfect. No one is sitting there like a sweet angel who's done nothing wrong. If you are a brand and you're going to invest in a person, Trust and believe there's going to be a little drama around it. They're going to say something, do something wrong. And you have to ask yourself, at what point do we draw the line? At what point do we do that? I beg to differ that the new owners of Morphe at that time really knew what they were getting into. Because if they really knew what they were getting into, they would have been like, look, we got this guy named Jeffree Star. He sells hella. He sells a lot. People love for him. He has a really great community, internationally known. But he's with his faults too. And this is what they are. Are we going to stand behind him? Or are we going to part ways and just, like, how do you say, like, when the times get rough, you're just gonna bend. Well, you know, like, I don't want to do that. No, girl, stand your ground. Take a stand. They could have easily been like, you know what? All that with Jeffree was back there, whatever, XYZ, that's not who he is today. We're gonna stand with Jeffree. We're gonna have his makeup still in the store. They didn't do that. They did that with other creators. And I'm not sitting here and say that I'm the know-it-all and be-it-all of marketing and financing and business moves or whatever. And I may not know algebra, but 1 + 1 is 2, and I know a loyalty when I see it. Jeffree Star, the only thing he did was put money in their pockets. And guess what? At the expense of causing a little drama, which drama sells. Hello, Morphe probably needed the drama because I was just so bored in the house. But whatever. I just feel like it's so sad. If Morphe really, as it is true that they are gonna go bankruptcy, like, so all those locations, I mean, there's so many malls, the good malls that have a Morphe in it. That's that empty retail space, girl. Here we go. Louis Vuitton's going to buy up that space, throw a men's store in it. Here goes Dior, going to buy it up and do a little flagship store. But it's just sad, you know, if you really take a step back, right? Look at Jeffree Star. If you take a step back and you look at the moves that some of these people are doing, okay? Just hear me out, right? This is where y'all are going to come for me and want to cancel me again. I'm for like the 5th time, whatever. I'm like one more cancellation away from being YouTube famous, I swear. But this is the part where I'm going to go in a little bit. Let me get my drama gloves on. I'm ready. Leave your hate comments. Leave it. I'm ready. I got my drama shield. Pew, 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 pew. Leave your comments. Here we go. If you look, here we go. Hold on. Hold on. This is where y'all screen record it and then y'all cancel me later for it. Hold on, at least I'm gonna look good when y'all do it. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. Let's we're in a time machine here. We're gonna go back, right? And if we go back to when Jeffree Star was hanging around Nikki Tutorials, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, God, who these other people? Michelle Phan, girl. All these people, right? Let them some match. Y'all think I hate these people? Girl, I just report the news, okay? I can care less. Okay, JACLYNHILL, okay. Trisha Paytas, okay. All that, even more. Girl, I'm missing names. I'm missing names, okay? There's so many, girl, irrelevant. Jeffree Star, okay. Jeffree Star, till this day, we were the time machine. We're back. Till this day, still launching items. Has came out with skincare. Came out with a meat brand. Came out with pet brand. Came out with a lounge of, brand. Clothing. And collaborations and God knows what else. Till this day, that stuff is still going on. Some of those other girls have yet to launch something new, to do something new. They're changing their name of their brands. They're running around. They're what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say, right? Jeffree Star, I kid you not, as much as we like to say X, Y, and Z about him and his decision to sell the house in Hidden Hills, a prestigious neighborhood, in that big house. Jeffree Star had the house on the hill. He had the house on the hill. He had a $20 million mansion on the hill in the most prestigious neighborhoods in California. He is that girl. Jeffree Star knew something was coming, and he's like, okay, I made it, I good, crown it. And guess what? Jeffree Star, from the top of that hill, he saw the decrease in sales of a lot of things. Cars. You know how expensive it is to buy a car? Inflation, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, all going down. I mean, let's just be real, girl. I think we're in a recession, okay? Things are way more expensive today than they were like a couple years ago. Literally like 3 or 2 years ago. Jeffree Star saw something and was like, all right, I'm gonna juxtapose. I'm gonna like go to Wyoming where my dollar, I get more bang for my buck over there. He saw something coming. He made it to the top and then shifted and was like, see you later, girls. Some of these other girls are struggling the house. They're still buying houses, buying cars, doing X, Y, and Z, and you're like, really? That is not. Let me tell you guys, to be buying houses, have you seen those interest rates lately? Buying cars, to making any big financial decisions right now, I don't think it's the best time, because I feel like we are in a financial depression, we're in some type of recession, and people do not want to talk about it because it's going to cause a lot of chaos within the community of the world community. That makes sense. Jeffree Star saw something, but here he is today, looking back at all these other people, and he ain't gonna say nothing. He's just like, can't relate. When's the last time this person had a launch? How are you gonna have a beauty brand and not even have a mirror? Like, listen, there's just so many. Girl, you want me to go further, or am I done reading the girl? Shall I continue, or am I done reading the girls? Because I've read them, girl. I would love to, but I don't have the energy for it, girl. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. Jeffree Star saw something that the beauty community, okay, has took a dive. You want to know who else saw a dive? The CEO of BoxyCharm sold his brand for, was it $4 billion, allegedly? The CEO of BoxyCharm sold his brand for billions of dollars and is now living his life pursuing other passions, because he saw that when it came to the beauty and makeup, that bubble might have popped. I don't know what happened. You can blame the corona. You can blame so many things, but you have to be able to move differently and see it happen with the times. As much as I love Jeffree Star, I think that a part of him acts like a corporation. I feel like he acts like a corporation in the sense that he saw something was coming and let me just move, because I don't want to get hit with me living in a $20 million mansion, house on the hill in California, and people aren't buying makeup like they used to. People aren't spending money like they used to. And he wasn't going to sit up there with egg on his face. No. He was smart enough to get out of that. And you have brands who have turned their back on Jeffree Star, and now they're going bankrupt the house. Let's just talk about this for a minute, because I know there's going to be that one person, Miranda Pillsbury from Atlanta, Georgia, you're going to have a lot to say. I am not saying that with Jeffree Star being at Morphe, that Morphe would have not been in bankruptcy yet, that Morphe would have been #1 above Sephora. I'm not saying all that. But what I will say is that Morphe would have had a little bit more money in their pocket if they would have kept Jeffree Star. And I'll even go as far as to saying that Jeffree Star would have been carrying that entire brand on his back. Jeffree Star's back would have been hurting from carrying that entire makeup brand of Morphe Cosmetics on his back. But Jeffree Star alone was not going to be able to save Morphe. I mean, let's just keep it real here. He's only a one man, one human, okay? It's just one person. He wasn't going to be able to save Morphe. Morphe had their own issues and their own mistakes. I think that a lot of brands are suffering. I think that I have seen a lot of makeup brands close out, and they're like, it was a good run, XYZ. And I do think that there's a lot of brands who have too much ego, pride, and arrogance to say, you know what, we can't do a new launch this season because the way things are going, but Thank you for supporting us. Who am I, girl? Who am I, girl? Who am I? Morphe, I think, my honest opinion, and I'm just gonna circle back. I'm gonna put a pin in that and circle right on back. I think that Morphe made a mistake by working with celebrities, okay? If you wanna work with celebrities, you gotta get the good ones, girl. You gotta pay the money for the ones that wouldn't even dare do it. Jeffree Star, his collaboration with Shane Dawson, huge success. Huge. Morphe could have easily did that with Mr. Beast. They had the money for it. They could have easily did that with, you know, insert some celebrity right here. Maybe a Rihanna collab, even though she has her own brand. They could have did something good. Who knows? Who knows? Right? But you see other brands like BH Cosmetics, rest their soul, love them so much, who are no longer here. BH Cosmetics closed down. They spent a lot of their money on the Doja Cat makeup collab. That ain't going anywhere. Who was it? That one brand that did that whole Megan Thee Stallion palette. Girl, that ain't really go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like you really got to look at, is this this person's popular, but can they sell? Do they have selling power? Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, they have selling power. Look at James Charles. Girl, where's he at? What is going on? What? I mean, I'm sitting here and like literally, just trust me out, guys. Listen. This is Rich Lux, celebrity news and gossip. Some of these girls I used to talk about, I don't talk about them no more. Cause one, they don't pull in the views like they used to. Number two, they ain't even doing anything to talk about. Boring the house, they're not even doing anything. And if they do something and I talk about it, y'all don't care for it. Y'all don't want to care about, listen to what X, Y, and Z persons did. They're boring. I can't get a view to save my life when I talk about this one person. Why am I going to talk about him again? No, I can shift. I can talk about Kardashian tea. I can talk about Nicki Minaj beef. I can do all that. We have to talk about what's on and popping and people who are in the light of celebrity news and gossip. It's a fickle world, girl. 1 minute you're in and then 1 minute you're out. And Jeffree Star has always been a hot topic item. I'm telling you, girl. I am so telling you. Till this day. Till this day. And some of the other girls he used to hang around with, we don't even talk about them no more. I went to some of their channels and I'm like, oh, all this dust and cobwebs over here. How many, let me move these spider webs. How many views they got? Oh! How are they paying their bills? Oh my God, listen. I don't talk to Jeffree Star much on the phone. But if I did, it would go like this. Let me get my phone out. It would go like this. Ring a ring. Oh, Jeffree Star's calling me. Hello, Jeffree? Oh, hi, how are you? Oh my God, did you see so-and-so's YouTube channel? Oh, I know you don't care. But girl, they only got 4 views. How are they making any money? Oh! How are they making any money? Girl, call you later, bye. How are some of these people making any money, girl? I'm shook. And I'm sitting there and I'm literally sitting here and I'm just like, she just bought that? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? And she hadn't launched nothing new? And them views ain't the same? What is going on? Girl, please. Listen. My mom told me years ago, she said, Rich, you should work in the medical field because you'll always be in business, she said. And then I was like, And then she said, well, you should just have a job that is always in demand. She said that. And I was like, oh, come to think of it, years later, the news is always in demand. People always want talk of the town. They always want to know about the news. Celebrity news and gossip is always hot. And I get to pick and choose who I get to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I did go to college for broadcasting and what was it? Communications. That was one. Communications, girl. I'm living my dream. I am honestly, not many people can say this, but I am actually doing what I wanted to do. Girl, okay, hello, in my way. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Let me know what you think about all this drama in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, I love you so much.